Hello, welcome back to Veggie Plots. Today we're popping up to the allotment to harvest some onions, to plant some onions and some various other plants which I've got here. There's some hollyhocks and leeks and things. But I've got lots of watering to do as well. And also there's something else. Turnips, that's the other thing. I've got loads of turnips to harvest. They're looking a bit sad. So yeah, what with the watering, should be a nice little morning. It's so calm up here today, it's so peaceful. There's no wind and there's nobody up here. And it's sort of the calm before the storm. Although there isn't a storm, it's just the heat. Let's open up the shed and crack on. Right, let's prop this open. Right, got the watering cans, but because that watering butt is practically empty, I had to bring up a new hose fitting attachment for the other one. So I'm just going to click this on and we'll fill these watering cans up. There you go. Right, so we've got another 100 litres in here. It's about 275 gallons. So that one's all but empty. So we're down to our last water apart from that one and anything else I have to bring up. Right, that's all of them done, which is good. Because normally we have so much rain here, but because we haven't had rain for ages, just want to make sure they get off to a good start. But the other main thing today, as I mentioned earlier, is I want to harvest the onions. And back in the autumn, I was given some Snowball onions, which I've never grown before. And these are they. And I think it's now time to harvest them. Some are a bit small. But others, like this, are quite large. So I'm just going to get my trowel, yeah, like this. I mean, you know, if you haven't grown onions before, onions tend to be ready when they start to collapse, when the tops flop over. But they haven't all done it, but I'm just going to have them all out anyway, because I think with all this weather, it'd be a great time to start drying them off. Now, I believe it's quite good, rather than just pulling up your onions, to get something underneath them, a bit like garlic really, just to loosen them, to help them out the ground. But yeah, look at this one. This is really pleased with these. These are fantastic. Look at that. It's a beauty, isn't it? I've never grown these before. You can see why they're called Snowball, can't you? Yeah, extraordinary. Anyway, I shall get all these up and then we shall get them home. Oh, a bit dropped off. Get them all home, hang them upside down like this to dry, leave all the roots on and so on. And when they've all dried out, yeah, she'll get them into storage. But yeah, look at that, isn't that fantastic? Amazing. And this one too, look, this is I think perhaps the biggest one I've grown. I should potentially, I think I shall grow these again next year. Look at that. That's a whopper. Absolute whopper. Look at them. Amazing. Aren't they beauties? Fantastic. Oh, hit the camera. Yeah, really pleased with those. Fantastic. Right, let's get all the others out. These onions down here, we've got some red onions. And again, a lot of these, well, a few, have sort of collapsed. So I'm going to have all these up as well. These, I think, are Red Baron. I'm not 100% sure as I can't see a label, but I think these are what I put in here. So there. Not too bad, some of them are okay. Some are a bit small. So, not the best, but not bad. Sort of adds to the larder, doesn't it? Adds to the pantry. Things to store and eat later. Right, I'll just get the others up. Right, let's put these in the basket with the others. It's a nice basket of onions, I think. Pretty pleased with that lot. There's some of them average sized and there's some really big ones in there, but I shall get these all home. and then hang them upside down somewhere to dry out, and then they can go into storage. So really pleased with that lot. Right, next thing is turnips, which are over here, which as you can see they've got quite large. Yeah, so I'm going to take all these out. The foliage is looking a little worse for wear, so I think they're probably coming to their end. Let's just pull this one up. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's weird. Look at all those worms around the bottom. Oh, yeah, interesting. I wonder why that is. Probably a lot of food coming off the plant, perhaps, or maybe it's rotting or something. Interesting. Anyway, I think it's time to get these out. Looks quite good though, doesn't it? Nice one. Right, let's go and get the other container for them, and I'll be able to load them up. I just put down a plant tray for putting these in. So what I'm going to do is, I find that if I leave the foliage on, they dry out quite quickly and go soft a lot quicker. So I'm going to get out the trusty penknife and chop the tops off as I go, I think. All that can go on the compost, and then we're just left with a nice turnip. I shall put these in this tray. They were supposed to be harvested when they're a lot smaller, like just a bit bigger than golf ball size, but I just had so many I haven't been able to keep up with them. But I could be using these in Cornish pasties. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop them up nice and small, dice them up, put them in the freezer and freeze them in chunks, and then they can be used throughout the winter when we make pasties and things. So yeah, look at that one. That's a beauty, isn't it, that one? Lovely. That's what we've got from this bed. Not too bad. Quite pleased with that. So head over and go and pick the others now or harvest the others from in between the peas. See what we've got here. Oh my goodness, I think this is the biggest so far. Oh, and a tiddler. Look at that. Goodness me. Look how long that root is. Oh, let's get rid of the tiddler. Excuse me, swinging you around. That root going all the way down there. You see why this one's the biggest, can't you? A monster. What else we got? There's another lovely colour on that. It's a perfect purple, isn't it? These are turnip Armand. Have that one. And they're all planted out at the same time. Oh, golly, it's heavy. Actually, it really is quite heavy. But yeah, look, that's what we've got today. Turnips, turnip Armand. Pleased with these. And there are some more big ones down here to harvest, but I'm not going to do that today because the main problem is processing them all. So getting them home, peeling them, chopping them all up before they go too soft. So anyway, I'll deal with these lot first, and then we can deal with them another day. Great, pleased with them. Just going to put these down here and go and get the onions. Yeah, it's been a great day so far. All this good harvest. Look at that. So far today. I need to put all this stuff on the compost heap, so what I'll do is sort that out first. Right, let's go and get that. Let's just go and dump it all on the compost heap. Pop this in here. Oh. Spread it about a bit. An awful lot of greens in here at the moment. I need to get some browns in soon. Thought I'd give these squash a bit of a dousing. These are the Australian butters, and they get really big. I'll try and put a picture on the screen, but big yellow pumpkin squash, which lasted really well. And I thought because they were so big might be a little bit bland, but they were delicious. Tastes like sweet and with chestnut flavour when you roast them. So that's why I'm growing these again. And we've got some fruit coming, but no male flowers. So I'm not sure if they're going to be pollinated. But oh look, what's this? Didn't think we'd have one of these so quick. This is a courgette, and I thought, look at that. Oh, what a beauty. I didn't think any of them were ready yet. Look, it's a bit fat, but it's not bad, not too long. Yeah, lovely. Look at that. Great. Right, that must go in the box. Take home with us. I didn't think we had any courgettes just yet. And they're all coming slowly, but I hadn't noticed them growing. It was a nice surprise when you see that. It's the first courgette of the year. Now I just want to make little hollows around the base of the beans, and then I can water, knowing the water's going to go around the roots. It's quite often what I do. So I think we'll plant these fennel down where I grew them before, because they did quite well. So let's take them out. And we'll take these down here. I've dug some holes. I'm just going to put them up along the edge here where the onions were, just on the sides. I've watered most of them because the ground is really bone dry. And you can see actually, I was noticing that the level of the compost since I filled these beds, which was right up to the top, has dropped a good couple of inches. So you can see how everything sort of rots and compresses down. So I'm going to get some more compost in here in the autumn. Right, let's see if we can get these out. Yep, not too bad roots on that. Not too pot bound. Give it a little wiggle. Pop that in the hole. Just filling around, firm the soil in, and then puddle it in. Just give them a little squeeze, pop them out. Yeah, the roots are lovely on that. Nice. So hopefully these will do well here, like they did last year. Put it in, firm it in. Give it some water. There we go. Right, that's those in. I think now we're going to go and get the hollyhocks and put them in over on the flower bed. Ground's quite moist at the back here in this flower bed. It's one thing I've noticed actually with all these dahlias. If you saw one of my last videos, might be video 8 I think. In the dahlia video I showed you about taking cuttings and taking the tips out to make them bush and send out lateral side shoots and grow more flowers, and I haven't done that on the allotment yet, so I'll do them here before we go actually, and then you can see what I mean again. You can see this dahlia here, I can't remember which it is, it's probably a label somewhere. But it's got these lovely big stems, really chunky. But as a result, we'll just get one main flower coming off the top here. And we don't want that. We want lots of lateral side shoots to come out where, say, these are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up several sets of leaves, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to take the tips out here. So I'm going to take that tip out. It seems odd, doesn't it? But there you go. And then what this will do, will mean from these sort of joints where the leaves come out from the stem, we'll get lots of little side shoots, and then we'll get far more flowers. I'm just going to do it for all of these. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems so awful, doesn't it? Cutting these lovely big stems off. Never mind, they've all got to go. Right, let's move on to this blackjack. Lovely dark foliage on this plant. But again, we don't want these tips, so I'm going to take all the tips out. Right, let's get all the dahlia cuttings done. Something about dahlias. Oh, I really love the smell of them. I don't know about you, but when you prune them, it's just gorgeous. Anyway, this is all going on the compost. The only things I've got left are these two pots of leeks. They're looking a little bit sad, but what I'm going to do is put them under the netting there with red cabbages and come back and do them another day, because I haven't got time to do them today. Let's probably put these over here. Oh. Well, that's been a lovely morning. Look at these turnips, these turnip Armands. They've done really well this year. I was intending to get them as little golf ball sized turnips, as I said, but just can't eat them all quick enough, so decided to get them out of the ground now. This is that really big one, almost as big as big as my head. So yeah, really pleased with these. Then we got the Snowball onions. These did really well. These, as I say, were just given to me as some spares from the allotment neighbour. Never grown them before, and these have done wonderfully well. Really pleased. So I shall take them home, hang them upside down, let them dry out, and then when they're all dry, fatten them all up and put them away and store them. One other thing I do with these is I slice them very thinly, put them in the dehydrator. If you've got a dehydrator, you'll know perhaps. If you slice them up and let them dry out in the dehydrator, and then when they're really crispy, you take them out and then grind them up in a grinder. And then you get this onion powder, which makes them really easy to use. Another thing you can do is chop them up now while they're fresh. Put them into little silicone cupcake molds. Put them in the freezer and then freeze them, and then you just peel a silicone cupcake mold off. Put them into a container in the freezer. And then you've got sort of ready portions of onion for when you want to cook. Just go in the freezer, grab one out and just use it straight away, straight from frozen. First courgette of the season. Now this was a surprise find. It's kind of chunky, isn't it? It's not normal long thin one, which I was expecting. But there you go. I have to see what the seed packet was for these because I can't quite remember. So that was a lucky welcome find before it got too big. And then these red barren onions. I sowed these as well with the snowballs in the autumn. They never get that big for me. Never managed to grow red onions, but at least they haven't gone to seed, which is a relief. So I thought I'd get them out now. So again, I shall hang these upside down, let them dry out, and then store them for the winter. So that's been a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that, got something from it. Please do leave a comment below if you've got any suggestions for how I could do things better, or perhaps if you've got ideas for turnip recipes maybe. Anyway, until next week, perhaps if you want to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for future updates, that'd be great. I'd love to see you in the next video. Okay, till then, see you soon. Have a lovely day, have a lovely week, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.